Hey guys, welcome to another video. On this episode, we'll be talking about space and stocks that you should be looking into if you want to invest in space-related companies. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Romel, and on this channel we talk about all things related to finance, investing, and building wealth. We talk about mindsets, strategies, techniques, and resources that you can use on your journey to build wealth. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. We're a new and growing YouTube channel, and anything you can do to support us is greatly appreciated. We produce new content on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Alright guys, let's get into the video. I believe these stocks have shown some compelling news that leads me to believe that they're going to be part of the Space Development Research and Implementation Program in the coming years. Alright, the first one I'd like to talk about is one that's very widely known, and that's Boeing, ticker symbol BA. Boeing has been known for many years as one of the companies that produces aircrafts and all space and travel related vehicles. One thing to note is that NASA actually awarded nearly $8 billion in combined funds to both SpaceX and Boeing for the development of their rival rockets. One of the most compelling reasons to invest in Boeing is that they actually got money to make this development into reality from NASA. Boeing stock right now is trading around $178, and this is a pretty low price considering right before the pandemic, the prices were trading at around $330. Yes, there was a lot of news regarding whether or not they'd be given approval to fly their 747 again. But if you're looking to invest not in aircrafts regarding consumer travel, but more for space, then Boeing is one of the companies that you should look into. Another article by Reuters said that Boeing company would support International Space Station, or ISS, operations through September 2024 as part of a $916 million contract extension with NASA. Boeing will be providing engineering support services, resources, and personnel for activities aboard the ISS and manage the station's systems. The second company I'd like to talk to is one that's not that widely known or spoken about regarding space, and that company is CenturyLink. CenturyLink, or ticker symbol CTL, is currently trading at around $9.68. CenturyLink is a global technology company headquartered in Monroe, Louisiana that offers communications, network services, security, cloud solutions, voice, and managed services. One of the reasons why I think this is a great time to invest in CenturyLink was an article that came out around 3 weeks ago. CenturyLink was awarded a second task order from NASA for the network connectivity business. If you go into the article, it says that CenturyLink recently won a second task order from NASA to manage all of NASA's voice traffic and provide fast, secure network connectivity to NASA's more than 15 space centers and regional research facilities. It also goes to say that the company previously won a task order to provide NASA's headquarters with core backbone network services with speeds of up to 100 gigabytes per second. Both contracts were awarded to CenturyLink under the General Services Administration's 15-year, $50 billion Enterprise Infrastructure Solutions Program, and both have a period of performance of 9.5 years. As you can see, this is a long-term contract. There's a lot of money invested in this, and on top of getting a second work order, they have an actual first work order or first contract. So they are making improvements to NASA's telecommunications network and infrastructure, and I think it's very compelling to take a look at this company. One of the things that's noted is that it's a member of the S&P 500 index and one of the Fortune 500 companies. So this is not a small company by any means, and it's very established, even to the point where it's getting contracts from NASA. The next company I'd like to discuss is one called KBR, and this is an engineering company. KBR is an American engineering procurement and construction company that's been around for a while. KBR and its predecessors have recently received many contracts with the U.S. military, including during World War II, the Vietnam War, and the Iraq War. The reason why I think this is a great company to invest in is because of the recent article regarding the new contract that they won from NASA. According to an article written by Reuters, the Houston-based company KBR Inc. was awarded a $570 million contract by NASA to develop and execute spaceflight operations at Marshall Space Flight Center in Huntsville, Alabama. Under the contract, KBR will perform International Space Station payload operations and support the testing of NASA's flagship Space Launch System. Again, one of the reasons why I bring these companies to your attention is that they are winning contracts from NASA. Obviously, if you have money and you have contracts, then you're going to develop and you're going to grow your business. KBR is actually the name of the company and also the New York Stock Exchange ticker symbol, KBR. It's currently trading at around $22. So if you're looking to invest into space, then the design and operations behind making all these things happen is one of the sectors that you should look into. KBR is at the forefront of this. The last stock I want to talk about is one that's very widely known and it's almost synonymous with space and space exploration and travel, and that is the Virgin Galactic Holdings, ticker symbol SPCE. For those of you that don't know this company or aren't familiar, Virgin Galactic is a British spaceflight company within the Virgin Group. It's developing commercial spacecraft and aims to provide suborbital spaceflights to space tourists and suborbital launches for space science missions. What's interesting about this company is that the stock price recently rose 12%. According to an article written by the Motley Fool, this was because there was news that was just released reporting Morgan Stanley, which is an investment banking company, that talks about its space investing team estimating that Elon Musk's SpaceX could be worth as much as $175 billion. What's interesting is that they say this report is about SpaceX and not necessarily Virgin Galactic. However, the reasoning is that if SpaceX is worth $175 billion, then a similar company such as Virgin Galactic has got to be worth more than $4.8 billion. Alright guys, those are my stock picks for some of the up and coming companies regarding space and space travel. One last thing I'd like to leave you guys with is an ETF. As you know, ETFs are a great way to diversify yourself within a specific market or sector because they are a group of stocks with different weighted percentages for each. Unlike individual stocks, you have a whole bunch of companies that you're invested in once you're invested in an ETF. One of the downsides of ETFs is that they have an expense ratio. So you're going to actually have to pay to invest with an ETF. However, what you want to look for is ETFs with low expense ratios. Regarding space travel, space research and development, one of the ETFs that I came across was UFO. The UFO ETF actually IPO'd in 2019. An IPO is the point when a company goes from a private company to a public company with shares on the New York Stock Exchange or any other exchange out there. At this point, investors are allowed to buy shares of that company through their brokers. Regarding some facts about this company, the current expense ratio for UFO is 0.75%. Yes, that's a bit high, but right now I think it's one of the only companies that's really invested in space technology. What's interesting about this ETF also is that it actually has a dividend. According to MarketWatch, its dividend is actually 5 cents. Although it's a very small amount, at least it's something, right? If you were to invest in some of the other companies that I mentioned before, those are not dividend issuing companies, and so you wouldn't be getting any passive income for investing. A lot of the space type of companies are more growth companies. Usually with growth companies, those are stocks you want to hold for a longer term, and they generally don't issue dividends. If you do know of a stock that is both a growth company, issues dividends, and relates to space, then let me know because I'd be interested to take a look at what you guys have. UFO ETF currently trades around $20.82. Regarding its top 10 holdings, this includes Virgin Galactic Holdings, Maxar Technologies, Iridium Communications, Trimble, Garmin, Orbcomm, Dish Network Corporation, Laurel Space and Communications Inc., Weather News, and SES SA. Its top holding is Virgin Galactic. In all the recent news, it's become very synonymous with space. That's what I have for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Do these stocks make sense to you? Again, I gave you some background as to why I think it makes sense to invest in these stocks. Winning contracts and getting funding from NASA is a huge indicator for me. That's all I have for this video. If you guys haven't, please smash the like button to let the YouTube algorithm know that you enjoy the content we produce. Also, if you haven't, please follow me on my other social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I'll leave links in the description down below. Alright guys, that's all I have. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.